Great. All right. So let's start by setting our posture, feet underneath your hips. Start to engage your inner thighs as though you were drawing them together, but don't actually do so, but just feel those muscles engaging. Tighten your core, lift your rib cage up off your waist. Leave a ton of room here for your diaphragm, and tightening your core helps you lift, roll your shoulder blades down your back. Back of the head goes over the back of the spine to level your chin and have a nice alignment from the top of the head down to the heels. Feel this length throughout our workout. We're going to try to keep this beautiful alignment, especially this lift here of this rib cage up off the waist. So let's get started with our warm-up. Our theme today is ins and outs. So we'll be doing out and in, out and in. We're going to start in first position. Heels together, toes open only as wide as you can see your big toes on the inside of your knees when you come down into this plie. If your knees are collapsing inward, just tighten up those feet, and then you'll have a good foundation here for your first position. Tall posture, open arms into second position. We're going to start with a first position plie, stepping out to a second position plie. First position, step out with the other foot, second position, nice. Step, plie, step and plie, plie, and step, plie, and step. So you can stay here in this plie, keeping this tall shoulders, head and chest up to the sky, or you can turn this into a little jump, out and in, out and in. Starting and ending on that bent knee in that plie, so that absorbs the impact rather than your joints. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Coming into our second position, wide feet, wider than hip distance. Again, you want to see your knees on the inside, your toes on the inside of your knees, arms open. We're going to come down into a plie, transition to a lunge. Coming back to this plie and a lunge. Transition, trying to maintain this bent knee, this plie throughout. Head straight up to the ceiling, open chest, twist. Nice. Keep it going. For 4, and twist. 3, and twist. 2, and twist. Last one, and twist. Hold this plie, recenter yourself, lift that head and shoulders up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Awesome. Shake it out. We're going to get ready for our arm series. So you'll need your 2 little weights or your water bottles, or you can use body weight. Awesome. We're going to start with an Arnold press to an overhead press. Weights in your hands, shoulders super open. Our elbows kind of want to end up here. We want to open all the way up to our shoulders. Open to an Arnold press. Press up with those open elbows. And up. Press and up. Nice, slow, deliberate movements here, especially as we're warming up these shoulders. Keeping those elbows even with the shoulders as well as parallel with the floor. Try not to come below shoulder level. With these little weights, everything starts out feeling super easy. But as you go through all of the reps, it starts to feel a little more challenging. Holding onto our core, feeling that alignment, feet about hip distance apart, or whatever is comfortable for you, but a wide enough base to keep your balance. And up, in, and up. Let's stay here with this Arnold press. In, out, in, out. So don't think about touching your hands together because then you kind of end up in a pyramid. Think about touching your elbows together to get that full chest engagement. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's press up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Keeping those elbows up. 2, and 1. Go back to in and up. 7, and up. 6. Strong core, not letting that spine curve at the top of this movement. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and up. I hope you were feeling it by the end. I know it feels so easy at the beginning, but by the end, you should definitely be engaged. We're gonna come into our bent over row, skier position, feet hip distance, a soft knee, just a little bend, hinging from the hip, nice straight spine, no booty out, no booty in, just a nice straight neutral spine with that natural curvature there. We're going to start with our palms facing our quads, our legs. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. This is an exercise for our backs. We just worked those shoulders, so let's try to give them a break by putting the work in the back. The movement starts with that squeeze and the arms automatically lift up as you shorten the distance between the shoulder blades. Nice. 4, 8, 7, 6, nice squeeze at the top. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's pulse. That's just a squeeze. Head neutral, head in line with the spine, not dropped, not craned. 8, 7, 6, 5, pushing elbows back. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Point those hands away from you, palms facing front. Squeeze back. Squeeze. This should feel a little bit different. Still squeezing those shoulder blades. A little bit of bicep, a little bit of tricep engagement here. Squeeze out, squeeze out. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pulse, 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 pulse. Squeezing those shoulder blades together for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's finish with a hold. Palms back to the legs, squeezing behind, opening and squeezing those elbows behind for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release, roll those shoulders. Nice, good engagement. Let's come into our first position here for our bicep work. We're going to have our biceps open at 90 degrees. Reach out. Reach out. Nice. Tall, straight spine here. Engaged core. Pressing those hands out. Keeping the palms turned up to the sky. Reach. Reach. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Leave them out. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Just a little movement here, not going all the way up or all the way down. Constant tension. Your biceps should be starting to talk to you about right now. Up, down, up, down. Little movement. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back in and out. In and out. Now you're really feeling this, I hope. In and out. In and out for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stay out, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You made it. Awesome. All right, let's come to our tricep work. Same skier position as for our rows, soft knees, hinge at the hips, strong spine, alignment. We're going to lift, roll the shoulder blades back, lift the weights above the booty if you can. We're going to try to keep them here close to the body. Pulse up, pulse, 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 pulse up, pulse, 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 up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rotating bicep press, hand palms face together, palms face up. Rotate those hands, keeping those elbows squeezed as next to the rib cage as you can. A nice squeeze on that top, getting it up as high as you can, really trying to get above the booty back there if you can. Lift, lift, lift for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pulse up, up, up. Should be a little harder this time. Up, up, up. Pulse up, up, up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, one more move for our upper body before we move down to the lower body at the bar. We're going to put our feet in third position, heel of one foot to the arch of the other, legs open in your turnout. We're going to do our swan arms. Roll those shoulder blades back. We're coming up on our toes. We're going to walk forward for 8, walk back for 8, and then we're going to switch which foot is in front while we do our swan arms. Shoulder blades down the back. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Walk back for 8, 7. We've got our shoulder blades down. Nice, beautiful shapes with our arms. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switch feet front. 8, 7. Nice spinal alignment. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Walk back for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Let's get our chair or up against a wall for our bar series. I've got a chair here. You can take a drink at any time, of course. Let's start with a battement. We're going to face the front, have our hand on the chair or bar. A battement is simply a kick. We're going to start with a front battement. We're in our turnout in our first position. Other arm can be on your hip. If your arms are tired, out in second position for a little more balance. We're going to keep that leg straight, sweep it forward, bring it down, sweep and down. So a battement is a kick. This is one movement where we can use some momentum here. Choose your height. I am sadly not that flexible, so my height is about waist height. Yours may be higher or maybe lower. Important part of our battement is control here. Can't quite kick to the chair, but we're trying to control the roll of this rib cage front to back. We want to be strong and tall and controlled, only movement in the leg for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Set it down for a second. Side battement. Kick to the side, side, side. Strong on the standing leg. Strong with that core to control the movement of the upper body for 8, 7. Your standing leg should be feeling it. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's switch to the other side. Set your arm position. A little more out. Front battement. Front, front. Nice. Good alignment. Good control. Nice core engagement. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Side kick. So keeping that turnout in your hip, pointing the toe to the side, leg stays open. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. You should really feel that nice, warm hip flexors there. Good warm up. Let's come to a clamshell. So for this, we're going to be up on our toes. If that's not comfortable, you can stay on your heels. Very unusual exercise here. We are going to pop our knees over beyond our toes so that we have an alignment between the glutes, the head, the glutes, and the heels. And we're going to stay in this position. We're not going to put extra pressure on our knees by moving up and down. We're going to open into a clamshell. Ins and outs. We just warmed up our hip flexors, the sides of our glutes. So this should be a continuation of what we were doing, along with adding some inner thigh. So this is also a nice stretch for your turnout. Tall, straight line from the hip bone to the top of the head, not leaning forward over that chair or whatever you're using for a bar. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pulse, pulse, pulse. So keeping them open, just pulsing out. Push those knees out, out, out. Squeeze the heels together. That will give you a nice push out for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's hold for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. That's a nice intense little movement. Let's just do some one-legged work in that vein. We're going to leave our feet on the floor. Feet are parallel. Bring one foot up toward your knee, open and close. So when we're doing this one-sided, our hip really wants to open. We want to swivel. Not good for your knee. So we're really working to keep the work here in our glute, in our inner thigh. Open and close. Open and close. Nice job. 8, 7. Really good alignment of those hip bones. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold, hold. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other side, feet parallel. Lift up that foot. Plant those hip bones to be facing toward the front. No movement of those hip bones. The pelvic girdle not twisting over to that side. For 8, 7, nice tall spine, head straight up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Open up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Shake it out. We're going to stay facing our chair or other bar substitute for our chair squat series. Our chair squat is about putting those glutes back behind you. If we had a fixed bar, we would focus on keeping the hips and the head in line. If you don't have a fixed bar, which I don't, your upper body is going to tilt forward in order to maintain your balance. So squeezing those thighs together, push back into the glutes, squeeze the inner thighs on the way up. So rather than think about squeezing the glutes, think about squeeze those inner thighs on the way up. The glutes should engage. But I'm not a big fan of like squeezing your glutes together as you come up out of a squat. I do think you can feel engagement of the individual glutes underneath on the way up. So if you feel that squeeze, that's awesome. But like smushing your butt together, I don't feel like it does much for you. Up, squeezing those inner thighs for 4, 3, 2, really pushing those glutes back, knees stay in place. Last one, let's come back, push the glutes back, knees way behind the toes, pulse, pulse, pulse. Strong head and shoulders. You know, we're leaning forward, but we're not dropping the head. We're not shrugging the shoulders. Nice engagement here, squeezing the inner thighs to keep the engagement in these glutes rather than bring it into the quads. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rise it up. Second set, releve, optional. You can stay on your feet. We can get a little deeper here. Push back and in, keeping those knees way, way, way back, right above the ankles. As much as you can, push and squeeze, push and squeeze, sitting those glutes way back into the chair. Push and squeeze, keeping those heels high in the air if you can. Push and squeeze for 4, 3, 2. Last one, stay here. Pulse, 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 pulse for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. We're not going to be done. 2, 1. Stay up here. Hip shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. So think about bringing the hip forward rather than side to side. That hip bone is coming forward. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rise up, heels down. Shake it out. You can use your chair for this, or you can set it to the side. You will want a paper plate, a glider, a sock if you're on a wooden floor or other hard floor surface, a towel, just something that will move. We're going to come into our curtsy lunges on our gliders. So you can have your hands on your hips, or you can have your hands out to the side. We're going to come back, curtsy and extend. Curtsy, extend. Curtsy, extend. Curtsy, extend. Nice job. Curtsy, extend. Curtsy, extend for 4, 3, 2. Last one, stay down here, pulse, pulse. Take this opportunity to reset your spine, tall, squeezing those thighs together. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands up, or you can set one hand onto your bar. Try to lift that front heel and balance, squeezing those thighs together for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it out. Let's get ready to do the other side. Setting your shoulder blades down the back, shoulders away from the ears, cross behind and open. In this cross behind, we're keeping our hips square to the front of the room. We're not opening toward that back leg, which is what we want to do. Squeezing those thighs together. Curtsy for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, stay down here, pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Arms up or one hand on the bar for balance. Lift that front heel. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Set it down. Great. All right. Time to come down to the mat for our core series. So set your chair aside and lay out your mat if you're using one. Let's start. We're going to be using our paper plates or gliders if you have one. For our first move, we're going to have those gliders off the back edge of the mat. You can be on your elbows, which is what I plan to do. You can be on your knees. If you're on your knees, you'll just set your foot down, come back to the mat, other foot, it's right there, and open. If you're up on your toes, we're going to do the same thing, but we're just going to stay up on the toes, glide open and open. So side to side with that glider, holding onto the core to control the roll of those hips. If you don't have a paper plate or glider, of course, you can just tap your foot out. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. That was an intense place to start. Let's come onto our side. We'll do a little more inner thigh work. Now you're going to lay down on the mat on our side. You're going to have your head propped up in your elbow. Top foot planted on the mat, trying to have your hips straight up and down, not open toward the back. Flex that bottom foot and lift, lift, lift. Just an up and down motion to work on that inner thigh. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift that leg, point the toe, front, back, with that leg lifted up off the mat. An elevation that works for you. Front, back, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Little pulse up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's switch to the other side. I definitely felt that. Getting set up, prop up the head, top leg planted, hips straight up and down, flex foot, up, down, up, down. Warming up this inner thigh here with this gentle motion. You know the work is coming. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Point that toe, front, back, front, back. Nice inner thigh work. Keeping that leg hovered as high above the mat as you can for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Up, down, pulse, pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. That was some good inner thigh engagement. Come onto our back. We're going to do a Pilates double leg stretch. We can hold on to our knees and rock side to side for a second to get ourselves aligned, get all the kinks out of our spine. For our double leg stretch, we pull in, extend, and sweep those arms. So extending the legs, so we end up in this banana pose. Trying to hover the legs above the mat. To make it easier, you can reach up. To make it harder, you reach as close to the mat as you can. I think I'll be somewhere in the middle today. Squeeze, squeeze, and open. Nice distance between the chin and the chest. You don't want to cut off your windpipe. Your eyes should kind of be looking at the corner where the wall and the ceiling meet. And open. And open. For 4. And open. 3. And open. 2. And open. Last one. And open. Relax your head down to the mat, rock side to side. We're going to come into our variation. Just a lot of pressure on the neck. Your head is heavy. Lift back up. Our variation is going to be one-legged, one leg, both arms. Out and in. Keeping this leg, this knee that's staying near your body as close to your chest as you can, so that there's a nice length differential between those two legs. Reach and in. Reach and in for 8, 7, pressing that belly button down to the spine. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold here. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Other side. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax back to the mat. Rock side to side. I hope you were feeling that in your center core there, because that one is a nice intense one. Let's do some side work here. We're going to work on the sides of our core, the sides of our glutes with some fire hydrants. hands under shoulders, knees under hips. We're going to lift one leg to the side without opening the hip. So keeping those hip bones square to the mat, lifting that leg into that side fire hydrant. You should feel your core engage to maintain the spinal alignment and prevent that twisting. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stay up here. Back, front for 8, 7, keeping those hips parallel to the mat. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Set that down. Shake out those hips, roll the wrists if you need to. Let's come to the other side. Lift that leg up and down, up and down. Feel your oblique at the side of your core engage. This is work for your glutes, but it is also work for your core. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, strong shoulder blades, 2, and 1. Back, front, hovering that knee parallel to the floor for 8, 7, resisting the urge to let those hips rock back and forth. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. That is great. Wiggle the hips side to side. Let's continue that side work with our Pretzel Series. Bottom knee in front of you, bend 90 degrees. Top knee to the side, bend 90 degrees. Strong support here, not collapsing into the shoulders, staying strong through here. Hand on hip. Let's lift that leg into the air for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Point the toe, kick out, 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 out for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Flex the foot, push back, 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 back. Strong shoulder. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's switch to the other side. Bottom leg in front 90 degrees, top leg to the side 90 degrees, strong through the shoulder. Plant that hand on the mat, other hand on the hip. Lift, 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 lift for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Kick that foot. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Strong shoulder, flex the foot, kick back, 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 back for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Last core move before we come into our stretch. We're going to do a butterfly full sit-up. So you can be in a crunch if you prefer. With a crunch, hands lightly touching the ears or crossed over the chest, crunching up. If we're in that full sit-up, let's start with our hands behind. We're not going to use the momentum of our hands to lift us up, but it will help a little bit because it changes the way your center of gravity is moving. So reaching up, tap the toes. roll back down, reaching up, tap the toes, roll back down, up, tap the toes, roll back down. And on that roll back, we're tucking the pelvis under. So you should really feel a nice push as you exhale. You can stay here. If you want to add a level of difficulty, we'll lift those legs into the air, come up, catch your boat. Roll back down. Come up and catch your boat and roll back down. Tap and down. Oh, tap and down. Really tucking that pelvis under and down. Tap and down. 4, 4, 3, 2, and 1. You made it. Let's do some stretching. Let's start with a nice hip flexor stretch because we did a lot with the hip flexors today. So they are going to need that good stretch. I like to roll up my mat, tuck head, my knee, hands on hips, step that foot way, way, way past 90 degrees. 90 degrees is here, way past it. Push the hips forward together so that they stay parallel, and let your body sink into the nice stretch on this hip flexor. You can reach behind, grab your hands to stretch the chest. Let's come forward, knuckles on either side of that foot, reaching forward with the head to get a stretch on this hamstring and glute of that extended leg. You can tuck your back toe under if that gives you more of a stretch, but if that just feels like work and not a stretch, drop that knee down to the mat, really concentrate on feeling that glute stretch. Your back leg should still be getting a good hip flexor stretch. Reaching the head diagonal forward and ahead, definitely not dropping it. That head is working to elongate, move away from the shoulders. Nice. Push back. Let's come to the other side. Step that foot forward, hands on hips, push forward. Again, clasp those hands behind, nice shoulder and chest stretch. Head straight up to the ceiling, gaze forward. Knuckles on either side of that foot, reaching the head forward. Nice stretch in the hamstring of that front leg while continuing the hip flexor stretch. Relax the shoulders away from the ears, drop them away. That gives even more room for your head to reach forward. Trying to rest your weight on the floor, on all those points of contact with the floor, instead of supporting it with your muscles. All right, staying down here. Let's roll the mat back out. Spread your feet super wide, toes pointing in toward one another, keeping your head down to come into this nice V stretch. You can walk your feet out even further. We did a ton of inner thigh work. Give those thighs a nice stretch they earned. Pressing the outsides of your feet against the mat to get a good ankle stretch too. Hands on hips, slowly roll up, head last. Open your feet. We're going to stay in this wide power second position. Inhale up. Exhale into your plie. Inhale. Push those knees out. Head and chest stay up high. One last time. Ladies, take your curtsy. Gentlemen, take your bow. Thank you very much.